But remember, there is a big market, and while the currency markets in India are shut today, but it is the Bitcoin space that really seems to be surging, catching up in the global markets and in India as well. Joining us for an exclusive chat is Benson Samuel of Coinsecure. They are the biggest ones when it comes to the market share in India on Bitcoin. Benson, hi, pleasure to have you. What's the global and the Indian volume comparison and share? Just to understand, let's start with that first.
The Bitcoin market globally is extremely huge. It's across every country, over 90,000 merchants who accept Bitcoin directly. Compared to that, India is just in a very nascent stage. There are about a handful of businesses that operate out of India, Coinsecure being one of the better ones, which provides services like an exchange, wallet, and a payment gateway. All in all, we could say there must be a lot more than 50,000 users in India itself right now.
But how safe is the technology? Because in the recent few days, we have been hearing about Bitcoin theft, and there have been some hacking incidents as well. How would you put the safety on the map then?
So Bitcoin itself has never ever been hacked. While services that are built on top of Bitcoin have been attacked, like what happened yesterday with Bitfinex, where 70 million Bitcoins were stolen. This is more or less a service provider issue rather than the Bitcoin protocol itself. The protocol is absolutely secure and has never been hacked even once.
But what are your sense, what are your numbers when you work on India growth projections?
It's picking up really quick. In fact, a few years back when we started off with most of the Bitcoin activities in India, there were hardly about 1,000 people who were involved in it. Now on Coinsecure itself, we have a lot more than 30,000 users signed up and actively using the platform. So it is definitely growing really fast. We just added a merchant gateway last month. So now what this allows is for a lot of Indians to start accepting Bitcoin payments without any risk of volatility. So as soon as they accept the Bitcoin payment, it converts to fiat or Indian rupee and puts it into their bank account. Based on all of these tools and utilities that have come up now, it is definitely picking up a lot more.
All right. Benson, also, there has been this inadvertent comparison that most people have been doing between Bitcoin and gold. I mean, we've seen a surge in Bitcoin trading in most of the economies where the numbers have been weak in economic sense. How have you read the comparison between Bitcoin and gold?
It is definitely some sort of comparison, apart from the fact that gold actually has intrinsic physical mass. Bitcoin is also designed very similar to precious metals. For example, it's limited in supply. There's only going to be 21 million Bitcoins by the end in 2140, in the year 2140. It is highly divisible. It can be divided up to 8 decimals. It contains value as long as more than 2 people use it. So yes, it has a lot of similarities to precious metals.
But what's your sense? Because as you pointed out, you are one of the many players that are in the market right now. You, of course, are the biggest. But what's your market share, and would more players add to competition?
Absolutely. In fact, this is a very interesting space because we don't see any other players who come up in the space as competitors. There's a huge amount of arbitrage that can be earned out of Bitcoin. For example, you could buy Bitcoin for 38,000 rupees on one exchange and sell it for 39,000 on another exchange. The more of these businesses that start to evolve around India, the arbitrage opportunities increase, and they actually divide the profits among all businesses that come up. So we are seeing a lot of new players coming up. As of now, Coinsecure has been funded about $1.5 million USD as well. So this is a space that people are looking at.
They sure are. Benson, thank you so much for joining us and making a sense of all of that. So the Bitcoin space really has been surging, and we, of course, gave you a currency-to-currency valuation of what Bitcoin costs. In India, of course, it's at 39,000 rupees per Bitcoin is how it's trading in the day-to-day.